This week on Full Throttle TV, we sit down with Top Fuel star Tony Schumacher.
I wouldn't want to race against my car any day of the year.
Catch up with one of the hottest drivers in Funny Car.
You know, we're back out here, we're digging deep, and we're trying hard to get it done.
And check in with Sean Langdon in the latest installment of Hard Work and Dedication.
Like I tell everybody, it's nothing personal. I just want to win.
That's all ahead on this edition of Full Throttle TV. Drag racing fans, welcome to the Sunshine State and historic Gainesville Raceway, where this weekend Full Throttle TV and the NHRA will bring you high speeds and electrifying action from this year's Gator Nationals. I'm your host, Abby Tubbs. Today, Full Throttle Energy Drink and FTTV will catch up with some of the biggest names in drag racing as they begin their quest for the sport's ultimate prize, the 2011 Full Throttle Championship. Today we will kick things off hearing from one of the most recognized stars in drag racing, 7-time Top Fuel champion Tony Schumacher, a man who has a fistful of championship rings and a whole lot of competitive spirit. Recently, I sat down with the Sarge to talk about his quest for an 8th championship, his 2nd place finish from last season, and more importantly, his drive to always be number 1. I'm joined on set with 7-time Top Fuel champ, the one, the only, the Sarge, Tony Schumacher. Tony, thanks so much for joining us again on our Full Throttle TV set.
I just love being here. It's a great place.
So you spent the last 6 years with the number 1 on your car defending the title, and now you're almost chasing that championship again. How is that different?
We're always chasing it. I mean, we start out tied. We start out with 0 points at the first race in Pomona. Unqualified, just another car. It might have the number 1 on it, but it's still the same situation. We all have to go out. We all have to perform well. And this year we have the number 2 on the car. We're still going. It's not like we went any time in the last 6 years and didn't show up with an A game. We always bring our best. We bring everything we can. And it's going to be a great battle. It's going to be an outstanding battle this whole year.
Well, your name is definitely very well known in drag racing. Tony Schumacher, Larry Dixon, some of the biggest names. The media has hyped it up with one of the biggest rivals. Do you think now that it's a real rival and not just a media rival?
Absolutely. I think even though the media was trying to get it started, I think it was started the day Ellen Johnson announced he was leaving the Army team for Ellen Obby and bringing Larry Dixon over, because none of us show up for a paycheck here. We show up for a good, nasty battle. And to take a guy like Alan Johnson with that much talent and put an average driver in that car wouldn't be right. You got to put a great driver like Larry Dixon in that car. So we have an opportunity to battle the best. And they've given it to us. We're winning a championship, taking the number 1 off our car. But we're back. We have a great race team. I wouldn't want to race against my car any day of the year.
Well, the powerhouse that is Don Schumacher Racing has made some changes this year. You no longer have Corey Mack driving in the Top Fuel car, and you replace him with Spencer Massey. How has that changed the dynamic of your team?
Well, I love Corey Mack. Corey was one of the guys that taught me how to drive a car. In '96, when I started racing, Corey was one of the guys that walked up and said, let me help you out. Great guy, been a good friend of mine, and is a heck of a driver. Spencer's a good young driver, and that's what, at the time Fram announced that they wanted. They said, we want to get this kid in the car. They put him in the car. He's doing a great job. Spencer's going to be good. He's going to make us dig real deep on the start line. He's a heck of a lever, and we're going to teach him how to drive the car real good. So it's going to be a battle at the end of the year. The 1, 2, and 3 that we're seeing right now in qualifying is going to be battling for a championship, and we look forward to it.
With the 60th season of the NHRA officially in full swing, we thought we'd check in with our favorite stat man, Lewis Bloom, who is standing by with more great moments from NHRA history. LB, take it away.
Thanks, Abby. This year we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the National Harvard Association, and right now we're at Gainesville Raceway, one of the great races on tour, and one of the best moments of all time happened here in 1992 when Kenny Bernstein, driving the Budweiser King race car, broke the 300-mile-per-hour barrier, one of the great all-time runs in drag racing history. Move ahead to 2005, we're talking Pro Stock Motorcycle, when the Vance and Hines team, Andrew Hines broke the 6-second barrier. I was on the mic at the time with Terry Vance, one of the great moments in my announcing career. The fans loved it. Don't forget to log on to NHRA.com to purchase the 60th anniversary DVD and vote for your favorite moment on NHRA's Facebook page. You definitely want to get involved as we celebrate the 60 years of the National Hot Rod Association.
Stick around because there's even more Full Throttle TV excitement still to come.
I swore I would never do that. I didn't want to be one of those guys with my phone in my hand twittering all the time, but now I'm that guy.
Welcome back to Full Throttle TV, where now it's time to catch up with some of your favorite NHRA superstars as they discuss with us some full throttle fashion tips and some pretty interesting helmet designs in a piece we like to call Styling at the Strip.
My helmet style is definitely edgy. It brings out some of my personality, where it's bright, cheerful on the outside, but once you see all the edges, they're rough and sharp. Means they're jagged and ready for battle on the inside.
I like really cool paint jobs, and John Pugh has painted every helmet I've had since I started racing, and he never disappoints me.
Yeah, my helmet is like my personality. It's something that I think sort of represents who you are. Being on a motorcycle, we're out in the open, the driver is literally just sitting on top of it, and you can see the helmet and leather. So I think the helmet is your main focal point, and it sort of speaks on who you are.
It is. It's an extension of a driver, and it still is nowadays. You feel like that's really the only thing left that is kind of something that's yours and expresses a little bit of how you are. And so it was always cool to come out with a new paint scheme and really kind of be a little bit wild and crazy.
The helmet design's probably more of an old school look. I got two different helmets that I switch between, and the guy that paints them, Eric Ray, is up out of Northern California, and that's his thing. He likes to do different style stuff that's got more of a throwback approach.
My helmets, I don't have any input. I tell them these are our colors that we're running on our car, and a real good friend, Eric Reyes, I've known him for 20 plus years, and he's painted every one of my helmets all the way through the years.
My helmet is god-awful. I own a paint shop, run a paint shop. You would think it'd be some fancy, cool metal flake deal. It's just flat black. I'm not just a driver, I'm a racer. I don't come here to look fancy, I come here to do the best job I can.
Hey, Fast Jack Beckman. I'm a huge historian and fan of the sport of drag racing and the pioneers and the legends that brought the sport to where it is today. I wanted to do something special for my latest helmet, and I wanted to concentrate on driver nicknames. I got Ed the Ace McCulloch, Tom the Mongoose McEwen, Don Prudhomme, Jungle Jim Lieberman, Shirley Muldowney, Chris Karamessinis, Big Daddy Don Garlitz, and about 56 other nicknames. And the cool thing about this is a lot of people don't know who these people were. Well, let me tell you, this nickname back here, who? Marvin Graham, the 1974 U.S. Nationals winner, who up until that point was the world's most famous television repairman from Oklahoma City. And when he won the Big Go, they said, who? He's on my helmet. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Very cool.
We're joined with FTTV favorite DSR funny car driver Matt Hagan. Matt, thanks so much for joining us on our Full Throttle TV set. We love having you here.
Are you glad to be here? Thanks for having me on the show.
Statman Lewis Bloom made his predictions in all 4 pro classes of who was going to win it all this year, and in funny car, he picked the one and only Matt Hagan.
Well, I had to put the check in the mail for him to pick me, but, we're glad he did. Lewis is a great guy, and Lewis, he keeps up with those stats, man, so he's on top of it, and it's just cool to know that we're in there for the running out there to win it all, and we had a really close shot at it last year, pretty humbling experience, learned some life lessons along the way, but, we're back out here, we're digging deep, and we're trying hard to get it done.
Well, we were with you last year in Pomona when the heartbreak occurred, and this year your team, I'm sure, is doing a lot of changes to the car, or maybe not, to get that number 1 on your car. What's going on with the team?
Well, we got a brand new car this year. We ironed it out in West Palm Beach. We got 2 new guys on the crew that are doing a great job. We basically switched all of our guys around doing different positions, and for them to come out here our first race, go to the final in Pomona, and the guys be flawless like that, it says a whole lot, for Tommy DeLago picking those guys and putting them together. It's just exciting, inside to know that we kind of hit the ground running a little bit, and hopefully there's more in store.
Well, the cameras have definitely been on you. The media attention has been surrounding you. How is that like? Is it different for you?
It's great. I ain't gonna lie. I'm human. I like the attention every now and then. But it's like anything. You just want to make sure you spread yourself around enough to where that you don't feel like you're leaving anybody out, especially the fans and stuff that support us out here and come out to see us. So it's been really cool. The ESPN guys, they're definitely showing us lots of love. Y'all are showing us lots of love, and it's just, like I said, great to be here.
Well, the camera adds 10 pounds, so is that why you lost all the weight?
Yeah, I was looking like a fat kid on camera, wasn't I? Man, that was tough. But no, I lost the weight because we needed to be able to move weight around on the car and help the crew chief out whenever you can. Make sure that we're at minimum weight and be able to put weight on the car to make that car run better. So, if that means that to lose 20 or 30 pounds to dip in the threes, why not? What's 30 pounds, right?
Matt, you got a little 4-year-old boy at home. Any chance he's going to follow in Daddy's footsteps and become a racer?
I sure hope not. I can't afford this, you know what I mean? So
stick around, because in a few minutes we catch up with Pro Stock's Alan Johnson and NASCAR's own Kurt Busch.
I love racing. I'm a car guy. And to me, this is just another challenge to see if I can do this.
Welcome back to Full Throttle TV, where once again, FTTV statman Lewis Bloom has done his homework and has the Pro Stock division all figured out. LB, who's your picks?
Thanks, Abby. Here's your 2011 Pro Stock predictions, and nobody loves Pro Stock more than I do. I love the class, carburetors and gasoline. I've been a fan since 1970 when I first saw Bill Jenkins and, of course, the legend Ronnie Sox race back in the day. And my pick for the 2011 championship, how about Alan Johnson with a Dodge that hasn't happened since the early 90s with, of course, Darrell Alderman. Other contenders, you can't count out the Winter Nationals winner Jason Line, his teammate, last year's champion Greg Anderson. And how about Mike Edwards, the first guy to go 640s in a Pro Stock race car this weekend at Gainesville Raceway. But here's my out-of-the-box pick. I like to pick something a little bit different. If Erica Enders runs the whole season, her car is making big horsepower. It'd be great to see the lady win the championship for the Pro Stock class. That's my predictions for Pro Stock. It's all about carburetors and gasoline. I love this category.
We're joined by Pro Stock driver Alan Johnson, who just a few minutes ago, our very own Lewis Bloom predicted to win the 2011 championship. And I have the honor to also be joined by NASCAR's Kurt Busch, who is here at our race in Gainesville today. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, first I'm going to start with you, Alan. Our own statman, the NHRA guru, just picked you to win the 2011 Full Throttle Championship in Pro Stock. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel great because he's always right. He's got those stats and numbers to back up everything, so I'm sure that's a prediction that it's going to come true.
And Kurt, what is the reason for being out here at the NHRA race?
Just to challenge myself at a different type of motorsports. I love racing. I'm a car guy. And to me, this is just another challenge to see if I can do this. And it's way harder than it looks, I'll tell you. But I've teamed myself up with Alan and Roy Johnson, and those guys have helped me a ton. I'm starting to feel more comfortable with it, but there's just still so much to learn, so much to do that I can't conquer it in one weekend. So I wish I just had more time to go out there and race.
How is it different from being out at a NASCAR track? The environment, the fans, the people.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, it's night and day difference. The way that this is just an open paddock, open pit area for all the fans to enjoy it. It's like a carnival atmosphere. All the sponsors get engaged and bring out the fans in numbers. The drivers are right there to sign autographs. It's something that I wish we could blend into the NASCAR atmosphere, but we have so many cars moving through the garage all the time. I think it just comes down to safety. But this is a great atmosphere. I love it for the fans. You get to come out here on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and enjoy all the pro divisions.
And Alan, how did you guys get teamed up? How did this partnership start?
Started here in Gainesville last year when Kurt come out with his super gas car, and he's also a Mopar Dodge affiliation, and come over, got to talking with us, loved the Pro Stock car, We worked out a deal between us to go testing in the winter, and the rest is history. Here we are.
Do you have a biggest rival out here on the track, someone you always want to beat?
Yeah, Jason Line. Him and I, we're going to fight at the end of the track one of these days.
And Kurt, how about you? Have you got a rival yet out here?
If I had to pick somebody, it'd be Greg Anderson, because he burned up my clutch in my Viper, and this is how all this started. So him and I are actually pretty good buddies, but if I get paired up to go against him first round, it'd be a dream come true.
Oh, hey, sorry, didn't see you there. I was updating my status. And speaking of status, we checked in with some of our favorite NHRA personalities to see if they prefer posting on Facebook or tweeting on Twitter. Let's check it out.
Personally, Facebook. I Facebook more than I Twitter a lot. I believe the last thing I put on Facebook was headed to Pomona and wish us luck.
I heard that I had a Twitter account, but I go on Facebook myself. Eventually, I'll have to get used to both of them.
Twitter. I'm not into Facebook. I tweeted this morning, that we were here in the season opener, and hopefully it was going to be a good day for us.
Facebook all the way. No Twittering for me. No tweeting.
Facebook is way better than Twitter. Although I tweet, or is it tweet? I think it's tweet. Although I tweet, I prefer Facebook because it's a lot more personal.
I started a Facebook and I had like 600 requests, and the ones I accepted would send me 3 different messages, and I felt like I was hurting their feelings. I canceled it. My wife Jenna started a fan page for me. I keep up with it once every 3 weeks. I think I have an allergy to fingertips on the keyboards.
I don't even know how to Twitter. We just actually got a Twitter account, so I'd say I'm a Facebook guy. And realistically, all I know how to do with that is comment on a picture.
Facebook, hands down. No Twitter at all. Never even been to the site.
I swore I would never do that. I didn't want to be one of those guys with my phone in my hand twittering all the time. But now I'm that guy, and it's kind of fun now. I'm having a good time. So I tweet, and it goes right to the Facebook. So I'm more of a tweeter than a Facebooker.
Coming up, we go behind the scenes with Sean Langdon in the latest installment of Hard Work and Dedication.
For me, anybody that beats me in the other lane gives me more motivation.
In case you missed it, Full Throttle TV has been profiling top fueler Sean Langdon and his quest for his first ever Wally Trophy. And here's what happened last week on the FTTV special feature, Hard Work and Dedication.
I want to win, no matter what.
Schumacher out of the gate first. That's the last thing that went right for him. How about this? Sean Langdon.
Bottom line, we got to win over Tony Schumacher, who's one of the top cars out here, obviously.
That's it. Oh, big ball of fire for Antron Brown and Sean Langdon. You get a 4-0 right into the final round. How about that?
For us to start off the season with both of us going to the final, man, this is what we want. This is what it should be.
Morgan Lucas and Sean Langdon, teammates, getting ready to slug it out to the finals here. Morgan Lucas wins it with a great run.
They deserve it. They had a great car today, and we ain't gonna count ourselves out. We got plenty of more opportunities. We'll be able to get some more this year. We're not worried about it.
And now, here's our latest installment of the Full Throttle TV exclusive, Hard Work and Dedication.
As a team, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. We came out, first race of the season, both cars in the final round. And when you can do that against some of the big names that are out there, with the Alan Abbey cars and the Schumacher cars, and we still kind of look at ourselves a little bit as underdogs.
Morgan Lucas wins it with a great run.
When I turned off the track and I seen Morgan all smiles pulling off the track, and he was holding up that Wally, yeah, it hurt. But deep down it didn't, because I was just excited for him as I was for myself. But for me, anybody that beats me in the other lane gives me more motivation. One thing I love about my team is when one guy's down, everybody else picks him back up. And I've been on both sides of it. Last week I was on the bad side of it. And they all looked at me and said, hey, you've won us more races than you've lost us. We got your back. You have nothing to worry about. And for them to do that for me is a huge confidence booster for this weekend.
Qualified 6th this weekend, so that puts us up against Clay Milliken first round. Clay's a very tough competitor, a multi-time IHRA national champion, and he got his car going back here in the NHRA series with a good sponsor, so they got a good car over there. We know we got to lay something good down here. We got to put down a good run for this team and start the day off right.
Sean Langdon, runner-up at Pomona, set to go off against Clay Milliken. Both these drivers looking for their first ever NHRA National Event win. Langdon first out of the gate. Top end of the racetrack, Langdon first to the finish line. 3.871. And Sean Langdon advances to the next round.
We'll have Spencer Massey next round, which is a very, very tough car. So for us, it's just a matter of making a good, clean, consistent run. Don't beat ourselves and just give him a run for his money.
Spencer's tough because Spencer, we grew up the same way. Junior dragsters, bracket racing, super comp, and our careers kind of followed each other. We're real close in age, but when our rookie year came out, he got the rookie of the year. That hurt a little. So for him not to be there the second year, I didn't really get, in a sense, my payback that I wanted to get. I'm trying to get that this year. We're great friends off the track, at the track, but just like anybody else when he's in the other lane, I want to beat him bad. I want to beat him hard, and it's like I tell everybody, it's nothing personal. I just want to win.
And a matchup between the 20-something, Spencer Massey for Fram and Prestone, and Sean Langdon for Lucas Oil. Runner-up at Pomona. Here it is. Set. Massey first out of the gate. Massey first to the finish line. Massey first to the semifinals.
I think we need to take this as a positive thing. We made a good run down the track. We just got beat, and we just pretty much keep looking forward to the next race. We can take all these notes and everything and keep moving forward, and things that we've tried and things that we've learned from this weekend, and take it to the next race out in Vegas and move on.
If you missed any part of our show, you can always catch full episodes online at nhra.com.